All right, welcome everybody. My name is Bob Pelly. I'm with the Nova Corp. Welcome to our fall season of TecSocial. Really pleased tonight to have with us Matt Stewart and Rob Myers from PizzaGO. Less than 6 months ago, with the inaugural Spark Cape Breton, these guys won $10,000 for a startup called Instant Diner, and it's evolved and become a lot more focused, and they're going to tell us the story. So without any further ado, I'll turn it over to Matt and Rob. Sorry.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone enjoyed your summer. Looks like we're going to get another couple of days of it, so we won't keep you here too long. My name is Rob Myers. This is my business partner, Matt Stewart. We are the co-founders of PizzaGO. So we are here to tell you our startup story. So our business, of course, it starts as any others do with a problem. So our problem that we recognized is the fact that there is very limited online ordering available for small to medium-sized pizzerias. Now, we've done a bit of research. We found that 74% of millennials are ordering food online using a mobile device. We've also found out that 95% of pizzerias, small independent pizzerias, do not have a mobile website, and as a matter of fact, the majority of them have no online presence whatsoever. I can think of many occasions where I've been away on trips and looking to order pizza only to find a bunch of yellow page listings online with nothing but contact information and no menu at all. So, however, this really isn't a problem with the larger international chains. The reason why is because these larger chains tend to have money, and they're able to hire a consulting agency, or they have their own IT division, which can set up their own online ordering. Typically, for a small to medium-sized business, this is a little too expensive of a task to take on. So there are some generics out there. However, anybody who's a pizza fan knows that typically when people order pizzas, they like things specific. I know if I probably took 5 people and put them in a room and asked them all what kind of pizza they order, I'd probably get 3 to 5 different answers. So for that reason, it's not really a great option to use a generic solution. However, this leaves these businesses with the only way to capture orders being by walk-in or through phone. Now, during the busy times, there's usually only one person on the phone. They can only capture so many orders per hour, which means there are people who are typically either getting a busy signal or they're on hold. These people who are getting the busy signal and on hold are typically hungry, and I know myself, if I called and I was on hold for a few minutes, or if I had a couple of busy signals, I'd probably be taking my business elsewhere. So, as a result, it leads to these dropped and missed orders. Now, another thing as well with this phone, with employees on the phone, is that they don't really have the need to upsell to people. So these higher margin items, such as your soft drinks, such as your add-ons, toppings, and your dipping sauces, they tend to not get offered all of the time, whereas these are the things that typically make the most profit. So that comes into our solution at this point, PizzaGO. So what is PizzaGO? PizzaGO is a service that allows these businesses to quickly and easily set up their online ordering. Now, the restaurant owner can have a web presence, however, it's not needed, as PizzaGO is typically a seamless operation that sits on top of the website itself. Now, speaking of the customers, how are they going to access the online ordering? We've set up several different methods for them to access this ordering, including setup of a QR code to attach to their printed and online promotional materials. We have our custom link and our custom image button, which they can attach to their website. We are also looking into methods for pushing specials and connecting our online ordering through Facebook. Now, how is online ordering typically set up? Well, as I spoke earlier with these larger companies, they would have to get a consulting firm in, or they would have to get their own IT department to set up, which requires meetings for their own custom solution, a lot of feedback. In the end, it's typically a costly and time-consuming process. So we are actually in the process of setting up a corporate site, and in the interim, we've done a mock-up. So how will PizzaGO's online registration look? It'll look roughly like this. So all the restaurant owner really needs to do is enter their restaurant name, their email address, and their password. And this is enough to get them started. So from that point, we set up all of the underlying infrastructure for their restaurant. We set up their promotional materials and everything else attached to it. Once the user enters their location information, they enter their payment information, it's a menu, they are ready to begin taking orders online. Now, pizza setup. So our most basic way of setting up pizzas would be the following. So the user would simply enter the available pizza sizes for the restaurant. They would enter the available toppings for the restaurant. They would enter the available pizzas for the restaurant, and they are good to go at that time for ordering pizzas. In addition to ordering pizzas through PizzaGO's service, the customer can also order their beverages through us. They can order any other non-pizza food items through us. They can set up, promote, and sell specials through us, and they can also have built-in product add-ons and upsells. So this, every time the user is ordering a pizza, they're going to see these specific upsells and hopefully be purchasing a lot more of them at that point. And I'm going to hand the floor off over to Matt, and he's going to let you know about our progress up until this point.
Thanks, Rob. So it's a bit of a high-level overview of what the PizzaGO product is. And as Bob mentioned, sort of pre-Spark, back in the early winter, we started as a company called Instant Diner. And what we thought was a nice, narrow-focused product was actually completely all over the map. And so when we entered the Spark competition, we had a lot of great feedback on our product and how to really come in and narrow in what our product is and how to differentiate from what's out there already. So at that time, we actually had a prototype up. It was functional, and then we threw it in garbage. So, and Rob's the coder, so I kind of sucked for him. But after the Spark and after our feedback is when we looked at going into PizzaGO and focusing on independent pizzerias. It was a more niche market for us. It differentiated us from the current online ordering systems that are out there. There's a lot more specific needs to pizzerias, so we can offer them a lot better service than what some of the other ones are doing right now because we're more of a standard ordering system. So where we are today, so we're 6-7 months sort of post-Spark. Money's running dry from the Spark funds, so but we have lots going on. One thing that we've really done, aside from obviously trying to build our prototype and now we have our MVP, is working on developing relationships, because the value to the pizzeria is going to be having a sales funnel of customers coming to them. So we've developed various promotional partners, and ones that are on our list are ones like hotels who help drive visitors to different places in town to eat, specifically pizzerias. The ones that we go after that we really want to find out is where sports teams play, because the larger the transaction, the better it is for us, because that's how we generate our revenue. Also, online or ongoing development. For now that we have our MVP, our focus is more on the user experience, making sure that our system is as easy as possible, is the least amount of clicks needed in order to actually make the purchase. Ideally, we like to get the purchase process to be around 20-30 seconds, so that way you can order and pay online. Everything's done. All you have to do is when your order's ready, you get a notification on your mobile device. You know it's on its way to be delivered, or you can go in and pick it up so that you're not wasting any time standing around waiting for your order. We're also working with various funding partners right now to build capital. Every company, as we all know, needs capital in order to move forward. So we've been focusing on developing, and we have an 18-month plan in place right now on what our exact needs are, where some potential prospects are, where to get that funding, and how much we think we can actually leverage against some initial investment. We're also working right now with the Island Sandbox out of Cape Breton University, a new incubation space that was announced back in the winter. It's part of a group of I believe six different post-secondary institutions across Nova Scotia, provincially funded. So we're looking probably about 2 or 3 weeks out before we actually get set up there. But developed a really good partnership with them where we'll get title sponsorship on various events and promotions, including game days for the varsity sports teams and stuff that are out there for the events that they run around that. And what we really hope from that is it's going to drive a lot of traffic right away to our product that we're offering to pizzerias. So what's next? We're always doing development. We're always looking. We're looking ahead to see how we can add to our team so that we can use the feedback that we've gotten from the pizzerias that we've talked to. We've got a lot of great feedback, which has really helped validate the product that we've put in place. The conversations that we're having with the various pizzerias that are out there has really helped us get to where we are today with the MVP that we're offering. And there's a lot of development to further develop in order to really meet the needs on an ongoing basis. Also, we have some targeted regional markets that we're looking at. So over the next month, we're really going to start working on penetrating those markets, building up our user base, subscriber of pizzerias and consumers alike. And also what we have to look at now too is developing our support and documentation for our users. Because the idea for this is that we actually keep our hands off as much as possible, and that's all managed on the back end by the operators of the pizzerias. So the more support we can provide them up front, the less we have to spend in our time and resources actually working hands-on with pizzerias for any assistance that they might need. That way it's more scalable, it's less to acquire and maintain a customer on our end. We can focus on acquiring more and more customers and also doing further developments. So that's just a really high-level overview of where we're at without getting too in-depth with some of the things that we're doing, but we're certainly open to any questions that anyone has.
I couldn't see the website too clearly.
Yeah.
But do you guys have any access to it? Will PizzaGO be a portal or a directory for pizza?
Yeah, so there's the back-end management system that we have for the pizzerias to actually start taking online orders, and then there's a directory that we're going to be pushing out as we obviously increase our number of subscribers. We don't want to push it out with just one, but that is the plan, because the value added to the pizzeria is obviously the marketing that they'll get in the sales funnel, and that's why these partnerships with the Students' Union at the university and working with hotels in different regions to really push consumers to the website will help increase their sales.
I just discovered about 3 weeks ago that Greco has online ordering, and
yeah.
I'd have to say it's not great.
No, I agree, and we looked at all the national chains to kind of pick and choose what works really good from each one, coupled that with our feedback with the various independent pizzerias that we've talked to. We think we have a pretty good solution in place, and that's why as we move with our beta tests and early adopters, that's why we really need our developers hands-on, really putting that product to what it needs to be.
Can't wait to use it.
I can't wait for you to use it either.
Other questions? How can people help?
Sure. Well, spread the word that this is coming for sure. And if you have deep pockets, we're always looking for investment and partners to come on. We're currently involved in the mentorship program, the Mentor Connect program, which has been really great. Anyone who is a seasoned entrepreneur, likes to give advice, I think we've displayed to our mentors and that we're always open for advice. We always listen, and if we think it fits our strategy, then we use it. So we welcome any feedback. As we push out the product, we'll certainly make the TecSocial network aware that it's there, and we appreciate any feedback on the usability of it as well. We can give our direct email addresses at that time so you can connect with us directly.
Great.
How do people access your system? If I wanted to order a pizza, how would I access the system?
So you can use it from any platform. It's responsive. So if you wanted to, you'd log on to the site, which isn't live yet. So when that's live, we'll put out a notice that it's there. So you can do it through mobile or desktop or tablet. It's web-based at this time, which is great because then it's functional on all operating systems. We don't have to just concentrate on one. And so that is obviously part of our future strategy, is how we get it more app-based, or whether we keep it web-based and make it accessible through the App Store, but those are the main ways to do it. As we roll out the directory, hopefully you'll notice our promotional campaigns through various print promotions, online promotions, our social media pages and such.
One of our main goals is going to be so if you see these flyers that come around with all of the specials through these smaller restaurants, we want our QR code to be right on this printed material, so that if somebody sees this special, they want the special. All they have to do is take their phone out, click this QR code, and they're taken right to the order page. They enter their information, and it's on its way.
Will we be able to store favorite orders?
Yeah, that's some of the features that we have. So one of the features, after the user profile is created so it remembers it, is repeat last order. One thing that we found is most people order the same thing when they go to their favorite pizzeria or whatever. So it stores your repeat last order, so it's a click of a button and confirm that it is exactly what you wanted. And then there's also a top 5 feature. So you can store your top 5 orders from a specific pizzeria or a combination of pizzerias.
So before you have payment available, online payment, you'll still have pricing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, online payment is actually going to be available.
Yeah,
as well.
We highly recommend the online payment to all the pizzerias who use the system. It eliminates dropped orders, guarantees the sale. It's a little bit easier for us to manage that transaction fee as well.
Definitely.
So we'll be pushing that.
One thing about marketing, and it was a piece of advice that was given to me in the past, is not to print or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But when the guy was giving the presentation, he kind of pulled the room and said, "When's the last time you saw a TV ad and went and bought it? When's the last time you saw a print ad and went and bought it?" Yeah. You might get 1 or 2 people in the room every time they say yes. When's the last time you saw something online, clicked it, and bought it? Mm-hmm. Everybody in the room did it.
Yep.
So I'm sure that most of your advertising will be geared towards social, but just keep that in mind, because a lot of people get into spending a lot of money on traditional means of advertising, and they've got no way to see what that actually turns into in terms of sales.
I appreciate that. And that's what it has to be about, is that call to action, that more reason to actually make the purchase.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you guys. They're going to stick around and chat. So if you're too shy to throw a question up, they'll be here for the rest of the night. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you.